Hello everybody, this is Crazy Alaskan Codshot here today, and today I'm making an introduction video as my first video on my channel. So first off, I'd like to say I'm not new to gaming at all. I've actually been gaming for ever since I was about 4 or 5. But I recently got a good gaming PC where I can actually stream on now and actually do some nice editing. So I took it upon myself to make myself a gaming channel, and I hope I can spread some good information and help those out there. And also, by the way, this isn't just going to be a gaming channel. I'm also going to have some videos on some of my cosplay ideas. I love cosplay. I have tons of uniforms. I also do a lot of airsoft, so I'm also going to be posting some so-called live-action gaming at Mission Airsoft in San Antonio area. So I do a lot of airsoft, so I'll post quite a few videos on that as soon as I get a little GoPro for my helmet. So I'll be posting pictures of new uniforms I get, new equipment, that kind of stuff. So I have never actually streamed a video before, but I have been playing video games for about 11 or 12 years, I would say, and I have been playing FPS shooters ever since I was 5, 6. I was pretty young, but I remember the first FPS game I ever played was Marine Sharpshooter. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember that game. It was really old. Came out in the early 2000s. Graphics are horrible, choppy and stuff, but it had a decent campaign. It was all right. But then I started moving up. Not moving up, but I then started playing my dad's old PC games that he had when he was in college. Well, after college, I suppose, like the old Black Hawk Down first-person shooters, Mech Warrior, Mech Commander, those kind of old games from the late 90s and 2000s. Horrible graphics, but they had a decent storyline, so it kept me entertained for at least a little bit. And then I remember I got the first COD game, the Call of Duty. I got the first one back in 2008. I think it was 2008. It was about a year after it came out, or whatever. So that was I remember I thought the graphics were so awesome in that game, and I thought, it's like, oh wow, it can never get any better. This is like the best FPS. I used to play that for hours. My daily life when I was young would pretty much consist of, you get up, I'm homeschooled, so, so I would get up, eat breakfast, do all my schoolwork, play COD, and then read a book, or something like that. COD was pretty much a daily part of my life, and it still is. I still like a lot of the COD games out there. Most of them, 90%, well, 75% of them. But, let's see, and then I remember we got I think it's United Defense. I haven't even played the game in years. It's been so long. And then a couple years after that, we got Call of Duty 2. And then I honestly stopped playing a lot of COD games for a while until I got COD 4 from my uncle, who lives in Maryland. He's a very avid gamer before. He's fun, but he used to do a lot of gaming and stuff. So I purchased a copy off of him, and I started playing COD 4. And when did I buy it? I had not played COD for a long time after World War II, the first World War II, I'm sorry. It must have been after 2013, because I remember Modern Warfare 3 was out also, and I wanted to get it, but I didn't have enough, well, I was too cheap to buy it. I think it was like $60 at the time, but yeah, so I got COD 4, I had a blast with it, especially when multiplayer servers were still running, of course, but they don't anymore. But, had a great time with that. Then I started playing Modern Warfare 2. I bought Modern Warfare 2 I think I started getting bored with COD 4 about a year after I got it, so I bought Modern Warfare 2. And then about 6 months after I bought 2, I got bored of that. Well, I didn't exactly get bored of it, but you finish a campaign and it just, you want the next in the series, because they're all connected. So I bought Modern Warfare 3, and I absolutely loved the multiplayer. It was spectacular, I thought, and even survival was pretty fun, because I didn't have access to Black Ops 2 at the time, and you can say I was kept behind, kept behind in video games, so that's stupid, it's not important anyway, but kept behind in video games by a couple of years just because I'm cheap and my parents didn't want me to play too many FPS games, which is, reasonable. Young children shouldn't be playing too many of those kind of games anyway. I know it sounds hypocritical, but it isn't good to play too much of that. But then I started, I'm trying to think of the next game I got after Modern Warfare 3. I believe it was Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Okay, now before you guys all yell at me, I have played Counter-Strike for a while with one of my friends, and it's not the same as COD. It's not realistic. The gameplay is awful. I think it just doesn't work for me. It's not a fun game. Honestly, the only reason I got it was because one of my friends, Jacob, he's like, oh, you really should play CS:GO. It's a really fun game. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Excuse me. I already said CS:GO. I don't know when. Okay. Anyway, he told me, yeah, you should buy CS:GO. I'm like, okay. So I bought CS:GO. I installed it. I had a really, really junky gaming PC back then. It was a Vista with an aluminum box thing. You can kill somebody if you dropped it on the head. Weighed like 50 pounds anyway. But it it took hours to download, and then as soon as I started playing it, I was like, what the heck is this? Even Modern Warfare 3 has better graphics than this, because Modern Warfare 3 is an old game by the time I actually got CS:GO. In, I think, 2015, or... It was before I moved from Alaska, so it must have been in 2015. But I was very disappointed. I did not play that game until I met Mr. Cash21, and he's basically my my best pal here in town, and he also plays a lot of video games with me. In fact, he's the only one who plays video games with me. And then shortly thereafter, in about 2016 or 2017, I think it's about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Never mind. Okay, so it would have been 2016. My uncle, he stopped gaming, so he gave me his entire account, which is really nice, and I'm able to play all of his fun games in there. Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay. I mod Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't actually play the campaign because I don't really appreciate all the crime and stuff, but I like to play as a police officer, okay? But anyway, I got Black Ops 2 from him, with those zombies multiplayer, etc. And I also got Advanced Warfare. I was very excited about it because I'm thinking, oh wow, Advanced Warfare, sorry. I saw advertisements for it when it first came out. I'm thinking, oh, I want to play that game. It looks really fun. I saw the trailer and all. But unfortunately, I was prevented from doing so because my Vista cannot run the piece of... It couldn't run the game. Anyway, so I was barely able to run Black Ops 2 Zombies and multiplayer on the Vista, surprisingly. The Zombies was very choppy, it lagged a lot, but I was able to do it. Multiplayer, I could do it, and I was pretty good at it, actually. But yeah, I played Black Ops 2 a lot, and then in 2018, about a month ago, like I've already said, I got a new gaming PC. Well, I didn't get it. Okay, you know what? Let me explain to you my gaming PC. So the thing is, we bought it about 3 years back. We actually bought a PC 3 years back for video editing, because I used to be big into Lego stop motion films. If you want to check out my stop motion films, I'll give it the link below. But I used to be huge into stop motion films, and I used to do tons of videos, and I used to do a lot of editing and stuff. But after a while, that kind of stuff gets boring, and I got old and stopped doing stop motion films. And for the longest time, the only thing I did on it was write my books. I like to write novels a lot. I'll tell all these things later in different videos I post. Anyway, I did that. I did a lot of writing, and I think I had to complain to my dad for about a year and a half or something like that before he actually finally let me use it. So because we used to use that computer for other things, for my dad's purposes, and my Vista, the aluminum, the aluminum Falcon I call it anyway, but it's a very good computer, but for its time, but it just got old, so it doesn't work anymore. So I kept harassing him, and he's like, okay, fine, so I'll get myself my own computer for my own stuff, and so he got himself his own computer for me and my mom to use, and I got mine. I got the gaming PC, which is originally meant for me. I paid half of it. I put it down payment. I paid half of it, so it's half mine. But after that, I acquired the rights to it. I was actually able to start gaming with it, and only about 2 weeks ago, I think, I was finally able to play Advanced Warfare. I was so excited, even though it's 2-3 years old anyway. But it's really fun. I love the game. It has an awesome campaign, best COD campaign in my opinion. But multiplayer I can't play because nobody plays it. I read why. There's a lot of issues and people just don't like it for some reason. I don't know why. I haven't been able to play a single round. So, but the survival is pretty fun. Very challenging actually, and very fun. And my friend Mr. Cash21, He recently, about a week ago, introduced me to a game called Insurgency, and it's supposed to be this, hyper-realistic FPS set in like in the Middle East, Afghanistan, that area, and it's. I have to admit, the first time I played it, I was not expecting it to be a good game because it runs off a Source engine, and I know CSGO is related to Source, and I absolutely hated CSGO. I'm very sorry to those who like CSGO. Izvinitse to those Russian players. I was not too enthusiastic about buying Insurgency, but he told me, okay, it's 75% off. It's only $2.50. I'm like, okay, what the heck, I'll buy it. And I tried it, and it is the best FPS I've ever played, actually. I really enjoyed the gameplay. The graphics are 4 out of 5. They could be better, but it's pretty good. Weapon selection is spectacular. You will never find a game that has better weapons. There's no campaign, of course, because it's one of those multiplayer games, but it's very realistic. I know I've said that like 4 times already, but you kind of have to play it to understand how it works. I played it for about 8 hours, I think, and don't laugh, but you can hear bullets whizzing past your head, and it makes different noises depending on what it hits next to you, like concrete or metal or whatever, and it scares you, because you have a very low health, and you get hit once or twice or 3 times, in areas, and you're dead. And respawn takes a long time, if any. You do not want to get hit, put it that way. Even the way you move around and stuff is very nice. You can slide, you can strafe, look left and right and all. It's pretty cool. It's a very fun game, very, very, very realistic. So my first video that I'm going to stream tomorrow is probably going to be on Insurgency, of course. And my friend, Mr. Cash21, he actually has a cold right now, so he, his voice is acting up, so he won't be able to join us tomorrow, but he should be able to play with us the day after that. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much a brief history of me and introduction of my channel and all, so I hope you all enjoy.